hello. Just wait a little bit. Welcome to this live. I'm just sipping on a beautiful turmeric latte. I think it's called Golden Milk. And it is so good for the soul. Just jumping on very randomly. Just really felt the call to come on live today. So, as I do everything pretty intuitively and guided by my ancestors, by, I would say, universe, source, I heard the call, so I'm going to do a live. I'll wait to see if anyone else pops on and joins in. Before we get started, I was feeling called to, I had my sound bowl, my healing bowl, just in the corner by my meditation space, so I felt, okay, this is a sign to open up this space with some beautiful intention and just allowing us to ground into this space. So if you are replaying this, watching this, energy is something that will always hold its frequency. So whenever you're watching this, may this frequency be transmuted and transmitted to you in love as we ground ourselves and get ready to talk about healing. And breathe in. Alright, wow, welcome to those of us that are here now and those that are joining later on in the replay of this. But I was just feeling really called to come online and talk about healing. I was doing my meditation this morning and it had been snowing last night, and whenever it's very cold outside I feel it allows me to kind of go, if it's a warm space that I'm meditating in, it really allows me to kind of go deeper. And what kind of came through to me was the topic of healing, and actually you may hear a little bit in my voice as well. I've not been very well this past week, so I've been doing my own healing work on the physical plane, but I believe that healing is something that happens, that we all need to be doing as a daily practice actually. And I think with healing for me personally, the word healing means coming back to center and coming back to balance, coming back to that space within us where we feel grounded and we feel just balanced. I think the word healing sometimes can have a really big sort of stigma to it. I would say stigma to it, because if someone says I'm healing emotionally from this thing, the person that you relaying this information to may get a bit sort of off-put by that, because actually maybe what's happening is that person is getting triggered about their own healing that needs to happen. And healing is not an easy thing. Healing can be often painful, so I feel like that's why sometimes a lot of people shy away from the word healing and even just doing the work of healing. There was once in my journey excuse me if there's any sort of coughs during this live, I just apologise for that at the moment. But I'm feeling today's the best I've felt in the past week, so I'm feeling very good. Yes, but healing, the word, there was once in my journey when I had come across some modalities. I had been doing my healing, been going in, doing some shadow work, and I felt I had gotten to a stage in my journey like, oh, like I've healed from everything. Little did I know that healing is, I believe, a forever thing. I believe it's as long as we're here experiencing this life journey, we're always going to be healing. The thing is, though, is that the more we do work on ourselves and the more that we do our healing, the easier healing actually becomes, because we've done it, we've got experience on how to do it. We have the tools available to us to know how to heal ourselves, or to allow our bodies to heal themselves by giving our bodies what it needs, the herbs, the foods, the fruits, the fasting, the meditating, the stretching, all these sort of modalities that are important. I believe it's a really holistic, healing is very holistic. It's not just a one problem fixes it all. As we go along our life journey, when we pick up these modalities and healing practices, we know what works for us. And there's so many practices and modalities out there. Not every modality will necessarily resonate with you at a particular point in your journey also. So I think that's important to know and to remember, that what works for Jill may not necessarily work for John. But as John grows along in his journey, he might come back to a practice that Jill had introduced him to 10 years ago, and for that particular stage in his life now, this particular practice or modality is perfect. So it's just really so important to get to know yourself through this healing journey, through this life journey, and just the more you get to know yourself, the more you will know whether or not something is for you or it isn't. But yes, there was a point in my life journey, where I thought I had healed from everything. And then I feel like the universe will humble you as soon as you have these sorts of thoughts, because those sorts of thoughts comes from the ego. And I think for me, that was that the ego was saying that to me, like, oh yeah, I've healed from the thing, because I didn't want to look vulnerable. I didn't want to look like I was broken. I didn't want to look like I was still working through some things, because for me, in my mind, like, if I'm working through some things and then I'm broken, so nobody will want to kind of be around me, which actually is a mindset that goes way back to childhood. So it's so cool to be in a space now where I'm still learning, I'm still growing, but understanding, or having a deeper understanding and realising that particular thought patterns and beliefs that I have come from childhood, because the first 3 years of your life is where your brain is completely programmed into it's the first 3 years of your life is where you create your idea of the world, right? So when you go in and challenge those beliefs and those ideas that you have built your whole world view around, it can be very challenging, because a lot of the times, sometimes these world views or these ideas or beliefs are actually self-sabotaging, not allowing you to live at your fullest potential. Excuse me. So yeah, healing is a very beautiful journey, and sometimes healing is not even about your own personal life experience in this lifetime. A lot of the times, healing is actually what you are doing for your ancestors generationally, what has been passed down to you through your generations in your DNA that was traumatic. Did your family live through war? Did they live through I'm just thinking of my own personal family with the Irish, sort of the famine, the war. My granddad, it was Scottish, he was in the war, and all the sort of uncertainty and trauma that came with that. Or, you know, did you have other things like racism through your generations that came through, or what's the other word I'm trying to think of, colonialism. What was coming to me actually was consumerism and capitalism, but yeah, those things as well, because, you know, if you look way back before consumerism, capitalism, we used to be so much more connected with our world, with the natural world, with the plants, the animals, and in the Western world anyway, is what I'm sort of talking about. So because there's been such this disconnection that's happened, it's almost like there's a remembrance that needs to happen in order for us to heal, to remember, like, oh, I am nature actually. These trees, they give us oxygen, they give us life. I breathe in this oxygen. I would not be here or be able to live without these trees. And it's quite interesting because if you look at a close-up or image of the lungs, and if you look at an image of trees, like the branches and the branches, they look so similar, and there's so many different things like that throughout nature and humans. You cut open a tree, a log, and you know the rings of a tree, when it's each ring of a tree, when you cut a tree open, or like a branch, you cut it straight, each ring represents a year of life on that tree. And you know, you look at our fingerprints, they have those rings. So it's just so interesting, with more and more you look at nature and look at us as humans, how we are actually the same. And coming back to nature is such a huge part of healing. But yeah, I think with the healing thing, what I really wanted to kind of tap into as well is like, yeah, just that idea around healing, and that actually if you're healing, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just you're coming back to your center, your place of equilibrium. And every day I believe we do need to be healing in our current society. You go out into, say when I was living in London, even where I'm at the moment, you know, you hear, for example, a loud siren, which I can hear right now, going down the street. What does that do to your body, right? You hear loud noises. Your body naturally will tense up. It will naturally actually hold emotion in your body from that tension. And you need to release that by the end of the day. You need to massage that. You need to stretch that. You need to, with breathwork, allow your body to release that tension and bring it back to equilibrium. Because if you don't, the next day you hear another siren and it makes you tense up more. The next day you hear another siren, you tense up more. So it's just this constant bombardment of noise, pollution, toxins, an overload of information, overload, definitely sensory overload in this Western world. You've got your phone, you're looking at it, there's things coming up on there all the time. So yeah, it takes practice to be able to bring yourself back to center, but it's an important practice to learn. And exploring about all the healing modalities out there is what will help you bring you back to center. Not only just exploring them and learning about them, but actually implementing them and actually making them a practice in your life. Maybe trying, I don't know, something like breath work out for a little bit, yoga, things that I do, like range from getting out into nature, meditating, doing yoga, stretching, connecting in with my breath, just going within, self-inquiring every single day. It's a skill that I've been working on as I started doing my inner work about 10 years ago, and now it's become just part of my way of being. You know, if I'm feeling a certain way or a certain heavy emotion comes up, then I would go in and think, ask myself, where is that coming from? And sometimes I don't even, where I'm at now is, I used to, I would say a few years ago, try to intellectualize a feeling, or try and give it a reason or a name, and try and figure it out. But actually, where I'm at personally at the moment, I've realised I don't need to do any of that. All I need to do is just observe the sensation, the feeling, the emotion, not judge it, and just allow it to pass. And that's it. I mean, it sounds so simple, but it's taken a lot of work to be able to be in that space, and I'm still working on that every single day. So, and things like nutrition, what you eat, the stuff you put into your body, what chemicals are you putting into your body. When I say chemicals, I mean even just your hair products, your deodorant, the food, processed food that you're eating. And I still eat processed food from time to time, so I definitely feel it. It's really interesting because when I have something that I don't normally have, say it's crisps or something like that, or a piece of cake with sugar in it, my body will just have this really interesting reaction, because I've been slowly decreasing that type of food or those types of chemicals in my life. Healing is just such a broad subject, and I believe it's just tapping into what feels right for you. So healing, it's a beautiful journey. It's messy, but it's so worth it. And each time you heal from something, it's just such a beautiful journey of growth. You know, you tap into the next version of yourself with each healing, and it can be a daily thing. Sometimes the thing that you heal from might be a big emotional release, or a big trauma that you've experienced from childhood or whatever else, or it might be just something so small, and you heal that thing. But you have this sort of idea in your mind, like, when I heal, look at this particular thing that you didn't want to look at for a long time, it's going to hurt so much to heal. But then you work on that thing and you realise, like, that wasn't that bad. So healing is just so unpredictable. You've just got to learn to just go with the flow. And the most important thing that I've come to realise is just give yourself so much love, so much compassion, and that will just keep pushing you forward on your journey. So I think that's what I wanted to kind of talk to you about today. That's what kind of came through to me to talk to you about today. So with that being said, pardon me, I'm always just sending so much love and positive energy out to you on your healing journey. That's the other thing I wanted to mention, is everybody is healing. No matter how altogether someone looks, or how, sometimes we do this as humans. We look outside of ourselves and we look at people and we kind of put them up on a pedestal, or we I guess we're inspired, we get inspired by people, right, us as humans. But also I think it's important to remember that even those that we sort of look up to or whatever, or draw inspiration from, they're also healing, which is why it's so important to always just keep looking within yourself. The answers to your questions are always within yourself, never outside. You are your own guru. Don't look to anyone else to be your guru. You are your own guru. People out there who hold spaces, they are also doing their own healing. the Reiki practitioners, the yoga instructors, the sound healers, you know, I hold spaces as well from time to time. I'm doing my own healing. I've been doing my healing for a few years, but I'm still continuing to do my healing. And on days that I don't feel super 100%, then I won't hold that space. Because I believe energetically, if you're not in a space to ground your own energy, you cannot be holding a space for other people, personally, from my view, because energetically, you're not a clear channel. You're not a clear channel for those people that need you to be a clear channel. So I think it's important also to be aware of that fact that, yeah, on your healing journey, if you are looking outside of yourself for help from different modalities, make sure you feel that the person you're getting help from is the right person for you, and just being aware as well at the fact that, yeah, people are always healing their own stuff as well. So I think that's an important thing to be aware of. We're all healing, no matter if we're someone who holds space or if we're someone who comes along to spaces or doesn't do any of that, and just goes within and does your own work. Yeah, we're all healing, and some of us are a bit scared to kind of take the first step to even acknowledge or saying to ourselves that we need healing, because healing can manifest in a physical illness. Ailments, sickness and stuff that can manifest into a physical illness. So when that happens, it's obvious that that person needs healing or whatever. But also, it can be really well hidden behind a mask. You know, some of us humans, some of us in this life journey, we're really good at hiding stuff. And so good at hiding stuff that we even hide it from ourselves. Hide the fact that we need healing. So when you are brave enough to look in the mirror, take that first step or make that first statement like, oh yeah, you know, I'm pointing this finger out at everybody else, but how many fingers are pointing back at me? Is the issue other people or is the issue me? When you can make that first sort of spark of realization and take that step of bravery and courage to start to do that inner work, yeah, then that's when the magic really starts to happen, and that takes bravery. It really does. So if you're on this journey of healing and just living this life of just going internally and being open to the depths of what you can become through going within, you're doing an amazing job. You're doing an amazing job, and I'm so proud of you. So keep going, keep going, keep going. I am on this journey as well, and it's a beautiful journey. I'm very grateful to be here experiencing this life. I've experienced some I would say hard things, but also it's subjective. Hey Belle, welcome. Just been talking about healing, and if you're on this journey, I see you, and just keep going. I'm going to save this live so you can have a look again. I'm going to jump off really soon, but this healing journey is just such a beautiful journey, and if you're on this journey, just keep going. This January season I always like to go internally during January, and this time of the year in this side of the world, if you're here in the UK side, it's perfect because it's cold outside, you want to be inside, and you kind of I will be personally doing my own Vipassana soon, which is a 10-day silence meditation. I usually do this every year. I'll either go to a centre or I will do it at home, and this year I'll be doing it at home. but yeah, whenever I'm back home in New Zealand where it's actually warmer, I tend to take that time of the year to go within myself also. So no matter where you are in the world, no matter what time of year it is as well, it's so important to take that time to go within. So yeah, you will uncover parts of yourself that you had no idea were there. So yes, I will leave it there today. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching this replay, hope you got out of it what you needed to get out of it. And yeah, let's just keep going on this beautiful journey. I have created something online if you do need some help to go deeper within. If you've not really done this inner work before, or you have done some but you want a bit of a framework, I have created a framework. It's online, it's 30 days. With each week there's a theme that you work through, one of which is gratitude, then self-love, and a couple of others. And by the end of the framework, by the end of the 30 days, the intention is for you to have a bit of a deeper understanding of yourself, but also a vision of what you want to bring into fruition and into manifestation in the next chapter of your life. I've pre-recorded some meditations. I've also pre-recorded some sort of little motivational videos to keep you going. There is some journal prompts I've created and some really beautiful music playlists on Spotify that I've created for each week of the 30 days. There's 4 weeks in total. So I'll pop it in my bio on the Ko-fi shop. You can buy that, and then you'll get access to the link and all the beautiful stuff there. So keep going on this journey. I love you all so much. Get in contact if you want access to that little 30-day inner work challenge. And yeah, if you want to be part of my little WhatsApp community, I've got that going at the moment. There's some beautiful sharings that are happening in there. We are doing at the moment a month of gratitude for January, and people just post things that they are grateful for. So it's so beautiful to be able to hold space for that, but also, like, for me, it helps me as well to be part of community and yeah, just connect with people that are on the same sort of wavelength. So if you want to be part of that, DM me and I can send you the link to join us. Sending you all so much love, so much positivity and pure intentions always on this beautiful life journey. Let's keep growing, flowing and evolving. Love you all so much. Have a beautiful day.